Better believe it. Morning, everybody. A Saturday, December the 6th, the day before Pearl Harbor Day, 2025, and tomorrow, the 40th time, the toy run. And the weather will hold for us. 46 the high today, 43 on Sunday. Our phone number is 303-696-1971. And this has really been an interesting morning for calls. And I started thinking about this in the middle of last week on the future of the nation. Are you scared or are you nervous for the future of the country? And I make a lot of notes for the show. And I'm turning over papers. Like, wait a minute, this was the two I really wanted to do. What, in your mind, in your estimation, what's the biggest threat to this country? If we have been discussing, Gibbon's theory or empires failing or the Durants, what's the biggest threat to this country, and what is this country's biggest enemy? What is the largest enemy the country has, and what is its biggest threat? And are you nervous of the future? 303-696-1971. The snow is flying. The ski resorts are humming in full swing. And if you're still rocking gear from last decade, you're missing out. Now, it's time for an upgrade, and there's only one place to go. Larson Ski and Sport. John Marriott and the guys at Larson's, the newest inventories, and trust me, their service is incredible. And they've got everything you need from top-tier performance skis, snowboards, the best jackets, apparel, helmets, and they're taking name brands like K2 and Rosignol and Nordica. So if you're a downhill demon, a powder hound, and Larson's will fit you perfectly. Forget those big box stores. Go and see our friends. I've operated for over 20 years with them. Stop and tell John or Jack or anybody, Paul, tell them Peter Boyles sent you from 710. You find that big wooden building just south of I-70 on Kipling. So you're westbound on I-70, get off onto Kipling exit, come down the ramp, make a left. You go underneath I-70, come out the other side, look to your right, look towards the mountains. They roll right up on you, big wooden box store, 7 days a week. You're coming home, get off onto Kipling exit, come down, stay to your right, head south. There they are, right there on the right. Larson Ski and Sport, south of I-70 on Kipling, 303-423-0654, or visit larsonsport.com, 303-423-0654, or larsonsport.com. We go to David in Loveland, Colorado. Hey, David, thanks. Good morning.
Good morning, Pete. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
I wish you were still doing your Monday through Friday routine, because I know you would have brought up either Friday or Monday morning about what tomorrow's history is. And that's what I think is a threat to America right now, is the loss of history.
Well, the loss of many things. Academia has been politicized to the extent that who knows what the truth is. And that's what I think some of what you're talking about.
Well, my point is the 84th anniversary of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, well, that's actually tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I mean. You would have brought it up, but I'm anxious to see what the mainstream media is going to do.
Well, again, history seems to want to forget itself. And in the years gone by, when we've done a Pearl show, and I'll say, if you walk down the 16th Street Mall today and stopped 7 out of 10 young people and asked them, what was Pearl Harbor? Do you think they could tell you?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, we seem to want to forget. And then when we do want to remember, then we want to remember it in the eyes of the United States was wrong, or, there was some card played another way. But your point's well taken.
No, and that's all I had, Pete. Have a good rest of your weekend.
You too. Thank you, sir. All right, we'll go here. We'll go to Marie in Denver. Hey, Marie, thanks. Good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hello, Peter.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well.
Well, I'm real old, and
both of us.
I know, but I'm older than you. The world that I thought we were going to have, which was peace through strength and a lot of nations cooperating, kind of like a UN that we expanded. And I don't think that's going to happen now.
No.
And so that makes me very sad. My dad was career military, and he believed in the UN, but he had seen combat, and I don't know about your history, but men who have seen war try to stop it. And so he thought the UN was going to make a difference. He died in 93, and he died, I think, happy, because the Soviet Union had collapsed, and a lot of good things looked like they were happening. And he had no idea what was underneath, that would lead to new problems.
Yeah.
I think
you're right.
I think that Trump is brilliant. I think he understands that politics is about power and nothing else, and that's a good thing. And he's got all the levers of power, and there are supposed to be ways to kind of control that so it stays with the Constitution. But you need a legal system that can do that, and one of the power sources he has, I think, is the Supreme Court. Everything he's done is legal. And I think the problem with the Democrats is they don't understand its power. I don't know what happened to them.
No, but the Democrats they're renewing themselves, I believe, as a socialist workers' party. I think, and I've had some discussions with friends of mine, the face of the Democratic Party of the United States of America is the about-to-be mayor of New York City. It's no longer Gavin Newsom. It's no longer, fill in the blank. Certainly isn't Nancy Pelosi. It isn't Bernie. It is this young mayor of New York City, Ugandan-born Muslim socialist, is the face of the National Democratic Party. Now,
okay, I'm going to...
Go on, I'm sorry.
I would then disagree with you.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that the Democrats are all concerned with messaging and public posture. They don't have any power, and it doesn't seem to bother them. Okay.
I love you disagree because this guy that's come out of the.
But Peter, this is what I think.
Okay.
He is charismatic. Yeah. He was not He didn't go to the Democrats and ask their permission.
No, he did not.
He went to the people in New York and the young people,
yes.
And he just talked to them.
Yes.
Okay? His counterpart was Charlie Kirk, I think, who also started his own organization without getting money or permission.
Yeah, Charlie, I agree with you. I mean,
and he did the same thing.
But once the power in the party got sense of what Charlie Kirk was capable of, they put wind in his sails. Rightfully so.
That is absolutely true.
But with this guy in New York, they didn't know what to do with him. I know,
because they don't know what they're doing anyway.
Well, I understand, but the point of it is this guy comes out of nowhere. And that is the capitalism seat of the world. It's Wall Street. It's where Wall Street is. And he becomes the mayor. That is so significant.
I think it is, but I think it's more because he's charismatic. He's a very handsome man.
Tinker's never's the chance. It doesn't matter how you get there. It's that you do. And
well, he may not be. I don't know what's going to happen. He hasn't even done anything.
No, he's not been in office yet. But
I know. That's what I mean. Let's see what happens.
Does he scare you, Marie? And I don't mean that to be
No. What scares me is the fact that I think Trump is brilliant, and I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he's been successful. And I think that the country that he is creating is different from what I hoped for. But that's the way it goes.
Well, what was the great line? If men were angels, I think John Adams said it. If men were angels, we would not need government.
Exactly.
So let me ask you the final two questions. This is a great call. In your mind, what's the biggest threat to this country right now?
Oh. The silence of the Democrats. The party has abdicated, as far as I'm concerned. And that's one of the reasons that he won in
All right, biggest threat, or excuse me, let me paraphrase. Biggest enemy the country has.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think of Russia. I think of China. I think of Ukraine, and I cry. I really weep for Ukraine, and I think of Taiwan. And Trump has all our military in the Caribbean. They can't even get through the Panama Canal if they had to move to the Southeast Pacific. So I don't think that they're our enemy as much as we'll make a realignment, and we won't be as close to Europe or Canada or Mexico as we have been. I'm not going to live to see it.
No, you're not. This is a spot-on call. Thanks. I mean, it's very smart. I have no more answers than anybody else, and I just get to pose the question. So
that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, you take care of yourself. Thank you,
too.
Mom. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 303-696-1971. And I start on these shows with Adam and myself, and we phone call, and oftentimes we meet, except I've had this cold, and I didn't want to come in and give it to everybody, but I wrote these questions down. Fear is a universal tool of authoritarianism. If you see what Hitler's SS did, or for that matter, what we're watching in this country, or Gestapo did, or the Okrana does. But who is, or who are, maybe it's plural, is this country's biggest enemies? What's the biggest threat to the country as we speak? And you fear for the future. This couple quick text messaging, our enemies in the mirror. Same thing happened in London, what it says there. All right, are you conflicted in the street when somebody comes up on you and asks you for a handout and asks you for dough? We had Megan with us this morning talking about Colorado Gives Day, and Colorado Gives and STEP. Started out as STEP 13, now STEP Denver. Every day, men walk through the doors of STEP on Larimer Street in front of Coors Field and make a commitment to gain sobriety, work, accountability, recover their addiction, and rebuild their lives. Stories are unbelievable. I've seen it firsthand for over 42 years. I've been, well, longer than that now with Bob, but STEP is, well, they've been there for 42 years. I haven't been there that long with Bob. I think I got 38, pushing 39. STEP Denver, and again, you watch what they can prove in their solutions. And I tell you, the guys they serve are worthy of our support, guys that are struggling to get back. The Colorado Gives Day, December the 9th, STEP Denver is counting on people like you to invest in people who are investing in themselves. Help them. STEP makes a real change and makes it happen. Every dollar that you donate will be turned into $7 worth of impact. And they don't take government funding. Your support means that much. Don't wait. December the 9th. Don't wait for, you can obviously be that day, but you can get ahead of it. Take your tax-deductible donation today to coloradogives.org/StepDenver, coloradogives.org/Denver. We got a long distance from Kentucky. All right, let's take that one. This is Arlie in Kentucky. Arlie, you're on the show, man. Good morning. Thanks.
Good morning. How are you today?
Yeah, brother, I'm fine.
My thoughts as a veteran, I'm not afraid or scared in any way. I'm more pissed. And so I'm just waiting for the spark that starts this whole thing hot.
What does that mean?
I wonder, where would the front be if we were to have a civil war? And I think there's too many hot spots. It's major cities in San Francisco, New York, Seattle, wherever. But
do you think that's coming?
I believe it's going to be needed almost like Yellowstone grew back greener after the forest fire.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe we need a fire.
There's been a fire. But,
Yes.
What would start it?
You would think an assassination, but we're seeing that people are just holding back. It's like, how long is the steam going to build before the top blows?
What's the biggest enemy of this country?
Multifaceted, but internally, I would say it's either universities, corporations, along that line.
That's the establishment.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Biggest threat?
I think the Democrats are the biggest threat. What they're spreading.
Do you believe that this young mayor is the face of the Democratic Party?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think. I think they're a multi. Who had all the faces in mythology?
The Hydra. There was many people that had many faces. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Right. So what? Here's my other lousy question. What will happen to this country?
I believe if it does go hot, there'll be other countries willing to step in and help.
And do what?
And I could see it just not a complete collapse, but the U.S. will be half its size, or something like that.
I mean, will America fall?
I could very well see it. Yes, sure.
All do.
Yes, I'd be naive to say never.
All do, and they all do for the same reasons. That's the point I was trying to make about empires failing. And I didn't put it together till, I guess it was Thursday. I was home, and next July is 250 years. 4th of July.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I was in the Navy, so I understand the significance of tomorrow. But I also lived in Japan, and I see what a wonderful country it is now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of tossed.
Good call. Thank you for listening. Where in Kentucky are you? Where in Kentucky are you?
I'm in the wealthy city of Lexington.
You the man.
I left Denver. I lived in Denver my whole life. Okay. I fled.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. A lot of people, they're doing that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we have a line open. This is David in Golden, Colorado. Hey, David, good morning. You're on the show.
Good morning, Pete.
Right.
The greatest enemy to the United States is the Democratic and Republican parties and what they are doing to keep themselves in power. And so, therefore, that's the greatest threat. And
give me an example.
My God. Republican Party in Colorado is so ineffective because of their incestuous relationship that they can't put good representatives in front of us. Therefore, we end up with a totally blue state that it's not. Listen, it's the conservative and Republicans' fault. It's not the Democrats' fault at all. If you give someone absolute power, they're going to use it. They can't get out of their own way. It's as you've said often, all governments fall.
For the same, actually, all nations, all empires. It isn't governments.
Right.
Do you want to listen? I got a pause coming. You want to hang through it, or you want to drop?
Sure, I'll hang.
He's on. One line's open, 303-696-1971. 40th anniversary of the toy run tomorrow. This is 710 KNUS.
Your KNUS forecast for the Denver metro area calls for a little bit of light to moderate snow bands, some snow squalls this morning, then a few rain and snow showers this afternoon. Low to mid-40s for highs. Heavy snow and high winds in the high foothills and mountains west of town today on into tonight with some very difficult travel conditions. Temperatures tonight, low to mid-20s. Few snow showers for the metro area. Highs low 40s. Sunday, mostly dry. I'm meteorologist Mark Huer in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
kicking those tunes. Wow. You could be a disc jockey, my boy. Good morning. Saturday, December the 6th, 2025, the day before Pearl Harbor Day. 710 KNUS. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow, the 40th toy run, 40th year running toys to Children's Hospital by the bikers. We have one line open. We're talking about the threats to the country. Danny Kaplis' firm, and then we'll go right back to the folks on the phones, because you choose to represent yourself in an injury case is foolish. To go to the Kaplis people is the all-time smart thing to do. Look, Danny's dad was a cop. We talk about him, the golf scholarships, and how he gets here, and he's worked from the ground up. And he's just a really, really, really good man. And Dan's believed to be the only lawyer in Colorado history to win 5 straight multi-million-dollar verdicts in Colorado crash cases. Look, Dan's believed to have won the largest truck crash verdict in Colorado history. Dan Kaplis Law, the official law firm of the Nuggets and the Avalanche, serious firm for serious cases. Danny accepts righteous injury cases on percentage fee basis. So he can represent good people from all walks of life without ability to pay. See the man. If you just need Dan's help, 303-770-5551. You make the call. Or hit Dan Kaplis Law, CAPLIS Law.com. Kaplis, CAPLIS Law.com. 303-770-5551. Lines are jammed. We go back to David and Golden. David, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Good. Well, thank you. So, yes, all empires end, continuing on that theme. But governments, no matter how pure they start off, end up inherently evil because of their self-service. They can't help it. It's just part of that whole historical mantra. And
I always love, I think it was John Adams, if men were angels,
right,
we would not need governments. Yeah. And you said that earlier today too, and it's true. We don't need laws if people are perfect. We don't need to teach. We don't need the 10 Commandments, right. And we don't need to learn to play in the sandbox because we're supposed to be good. But that doesn't work out so well. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is you used to, a decade or two ago, talk about the quickening. I still believe it.
I think I did too when you first came out with it, but I think I have a different take on it now that I'm 70, and I know you're older.
Yeah, but I used the quickening, I think, last week.
Did you? I didn't get to hear that. But to me, I think the quickening is it's like a roll of toilet paper. Each piece comes off at the same rate, but as you get towards the end of the roll, it seems like it comes off faster.
Well, the quickening is a function of technology.
It is, but I think it's also a function of as we get older, we realize we can't
lots of stuff
change the world the way we once dreamed we could.
No, but you're right. And that's one of the offerings of Marxism is that you will change the world. You will have a better world, and it's the deception that comes with it. But Marx offers I was having this conversation the other night. Marx offers this enormous promise that he doesn't even define. He has 2 sentences at the end of the manifesto. One says, to each, I'm paraphrasing Karl Marx, to each according to his need, and from each according to his ability. He doesn't tell you anything else. Doesn't tell you what it's going to look like or anything that goes, but what you need, I'll take care of, and what I need, you'll take care of. We have to have a new man. And that's really appealing to especially to the intellectuals. Most of those guys, I'm reading this book now about the creating of the bomb. A whole lot of those people that were involved in the Manhattan Project were socialists, were European socialists that came here.
Yeah. That was their background for sure.
Absolutely. It was Einstein.
That's how you got, well, who was it? Rosenbergs? The Rosenbergs?
Well, the Rosenbergs, they were flat out communists. They were spies. But
right. but still, it's
Fermi and Oppenheimer and those guys and Einstein, they were all socialists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And the other thing about the quickening is that it's just, I don't know if we can do anything about it, but not having what Karl Marx wanted, which was to each his own.
Yeah. Not to each his own. But to me that sounds, but go ahead.
That sounds like the road leading to despair and hopelessness, because you can't.
Because that's not who we are. It's not who we are.
Yeah, exactly. And despair and hopelessness is my definition of hell.
Well,
so
the next generation of Russian Soviets, they really wanted to create a new man, a guileless, not even an operashnik, but a guileless, carefree rather. I don't own my own home. I don't own a car. All the furniture in my house isn't mine. It belongs to the state. And so what? Because I'm going to die. It's a really interesting. I'm back reading it a lot, but it's the appeal. The appeal's there. Take the final.
Yeah,
comment.
but
go ahead,
but then it's still not there. It's still.
Yeah.
If nothing is yours, then it's still a despairing outlook.
But again, if you think in this, and I've done this too many times on the show, but if you play John Lennon's Imagine, you're playing the manifesto.
I hate that song.
Well, you're playing the manifesto.
I know.
Everywhere you go, a bunch of people pull out a cigarette lighter and start to sing Imagine. And I'm thinking, you're singing the manifesto. I have a really dear friend whose son is toying with socialism. He's in schools, I won't say where, and he's got a picture of Che Guevara up on the wall. And being the little stooge that I am, history stooge, I said, "Oh, that's Ernie Lynch." What? I said, "No, that's Ernie Lynch." And they're looking at me. That's Ernest Lynch. That's Che Guevara. Ernie Lynch.
Yeah.
A bunch, they're a bunch of mix. They're Irish guys. His father, and they came from Ireland. And that's Ernie Lynch. What does that take? That takes the wind out of them, doesn't it?
Oh, big time. Yeah. It is not, does not lead to good feelings if you want to continue those. Yeah.
No,
but reading history is the only way you learn about this stuff. And unlike you, I'm going back and rereading stuff and doing History Channel stuff and
I'm so
PBS.
I put a book down and pick a book up. I mean, it's like I don't have enough time now. And maybe that's an end game thing. Good call. Hey, man, thank you, sir, very much. Be safe.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. Have a great day.
You too. We have a line open. We go to Dean in Aurora. Dean, you're on a radio show. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Peter. I heard 3 quick questions, so I had to call: enemy, threat, and what will happen.
Sure.
But first, before I do that, the previous caller there said we can't go around thinking we can change the world anymore. Well, quite frankly, we can no longer tell Russia or China what to do anymore. So.
Not so sure. But go ahead. I like what you said, but go ahead.
I believe both Russia and China have military technology that surpasses ours, and we know it. But anyway.
Well, no. I mean, that maybe bends to the question of who are our biggest enemies or biggest enemy, and what's the biggest threat. And I'm not sure I don't think it's military.
Well, no. Our enemy is probably too strong of a word, but we the average United States citizen has always been our biggest. We've always been our biggest enemy, our own enemy.
Pogo possum. We met the enemy, and he is us.
This country has had its entire history has basically been using and abusing and then discarding immigrants. And that will that is going. We have to pay a bill for that.
But listen to me.
A bill is due
Dean,
for that.
Let me. If it's so bad, why did my relatives and your relatives and everybody's relatives want to come here?
Peter, I'm on your side. I know the whole deal. I wish these illegal immigrants are not here. I did not start this problem. I did not cause this problem.
I'm not aiming it at you.
It's going to be how we deal with this problem.
We've never look. The country has never been this. In spite of what people want to present its history, it's had a rough history. But so what? I mean,
my grandparents came here from Italy, and they were so gung-ho about it that they even manipulated their last name,
of course,
so they sounded less Italian.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Peter?
I know. I'm not arguing with you. I grew up in the scenario of I didn't know what guys' real names were. I didn't. I mean,
They came here because they wanted to be Americans.
That's right. And they came here, and they didn't want their kids to grow up and speak Polish or Lithuanian or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But now the next generation of kids, or at least now they're adults and where I grew up, now they have recaptured their roots. They're in these ethnic organizations, Polish and everything. I think it's great. I mean, I went to I drank in Italian clubs when I was underage because of my best friend. And I was in the Garibaldi Club, and I was in Sons and Daughters of Northern Italy, and then there was the Hibernians, and I mean, I don't think any of that stuff exists anymore. At least it doesn't here in Colorado.
Well, I'm not sure where we're going now, but where I was going is our history of using, abusing, and discarding immigrants. Also, our history of not caring about. We don't care that 12-year-old to 14-year-old kids in China make everything from our underwear to our computers for pennies on the dollar. We don't care.
Let me stop you. Hold on a second. Now, when you go to that kid, remember there were the sweats that were in Central America and kids making soccer balls in Pakistan. You remember all of that? And all the do-gooders got upset and went in and said, oh, you can't do this. And they're looking at you like you're nuts because this was good money for them.
The problem is these people, the Chinese, make everything for us.
Now they do.
But then we have the nerve to call them our enemy.
No, I agree. They're not. Listen, we'll shake hands. If you read Mao, and Mao's biggest problem, and I've talked about this too many times, is Mao's biggest problem wasn't the Soviets or the United States of America. His biggest problem was feeding the country and getting doctors to his country and doing what they did. And now today, I sit here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens. Not one of them made in this country. 1, 2 keyboards. How many of them do you think are made in this country? None. This microphone's not made in this country. So why do we go? They're not going to alienate us, and we're not going to alienate them, are we?
I find it I'm repeating myself, but it's astounding to me how we can have these people make all of our stuff and then at the same time call them our enemy.
Sure.
That is going to backfire on us.
But you're right, and it's the role of the multinational, Dean. It's how the multinational operates. And if they shut down or we shut down, those factory, you read about them where I get out of bed in the morning, you get in bed, and you go to school, and I go to work, and we go to lunch, we rotate, we go to social, and then that's the factories in China, the PRC. And it works.
So if I could just have a few seconds to move on to threat, because you did bring up the question of threat.
I got to break, but do it quick.
Okay, well, one threat would be the day that the estimated 60 million Hispanics in this country stand up one day and stop working and start rioting. That's a threat right there.
I don't see that happening. Do you?
Oh, well, it depends on how Trump's immigration policy is going right now. I don't particularly agree with it. I think what should have happened, the wall should have been built immediately, all right? Then we should have decided who stays and who goes. We should have We should have offered,
Do you want that?
offered
If you want that power,
to those who
all
can
right.
stay
Good
and
call.
thrown out the ones that should go.
Thank you. All right, everybody, we come back. Hang on. Chuck Berry. Run, run, Rudolph. There you go. That rocking guitar, man, changing chords. Doing the duck walk, got that string tie on. Got the white suit, black shoes. Turn and spin and come back up. Love this song. It's the holidays. The toy run. Chuck Berry. Woo. There he goes. Run, run, Rudolph. Chuck Berry, 710, KNUS Denver's talk station. Good morning, everyone. Tomorrow, toy run. It's a good show today. Lines are jammed. Good thoughts. 46 the high and 43 on Sunday. That's the holiday song. 710 KNUS Denver's talk station with jam lines talking about fears in the country and scared and what happens to the country and really getting good calls. Play the guitar, Chuck. Chuck will bend the guitar. David Ellis in Cherry Creek. I saw David yesterday. You heard me talk about taking your valuables to David Ellis Jewelers to get fortunes in cash and secure appraisals from David for all the valuables you have tucked away in your home. And it's still true. Share the other reasons to see David just in case you don't have a Rolex watch, rare coins, or a silver tea set. You see David for all the most meaningful gift-giving occasions. David Ellis Jewelers. Just the right items, just the right prices. Special people mean so much. So now it's gift-giving. Now the pressure's on. The heat is on. An antique watch, an emerald pendant, a gold necklace, a diamond ring. This trusted jeweler has been buying precious metals and antiques here in Colorado for decades. Dazzling cases filled with hundreds of new and used prices and pieces, and all the loved ones in your family are going to love them. See the man, David Ellis. David Ellis Jewelers. See for yourself. Look for the black. He's there now. Black awning on the corner of 3rd and Clayton and Cherry Creek. Explore David Ellis Jewelers. He's there 6 days a week. He's as we speak. 3rd and Clayton. The black awning on the corner. DavidEllisJewelry.com. Call my friend David Ellis at 303-322-8779. 303-322-8779. Who's next? I forget. Looking at this, we have jam line on Fred. I've got to do Fred on one. All right. Longmont, Colorado. We go to Fred. Fred, you're on the radio show. Good morning.
Good morning, Peter. I think this is a great topic to have. Peter, have you ever read the book "How the Irish Saved Civilization"?
I actually, guy's name was McCahill, and I knew him. Yeah, I did.
Yes. Well, in there, there's a lot of reasons, but I think they hit it pretty well. And it says what they could say with confidence is that Rome fell gradually, and that the Romans for many decades scarcely noticed what was happening. And I would say that's a parallel to this country.
Well, they kept the light on. They kept the light on in those abbeys in Ireland. They did.
But the point they're making, but I'm here to talk about the Roman Empire.
Okay.
What happened with Rome was exactly what these guys said. I've read a lot about the Roman Empire, so I think I can somewhat talk about it. You know, first of all, the Romans tried to continually expand. They wanted to go into what is today referred to as Germany, and there were other places. Well, they got to be a little bit friendly with the people, and some of the people got to be friendly with the Romans, and they brought them into the empire.
Oh, yeah.
But what happened is those people never really lost their love for their own culture and their own identity.
Now, let's stop there. What does that now say in terms of modern-day America?
Well, let's look at New York City.
My point. No, everything you say. Go ahead.
Well, and Peter, and I'm gonna sound like the worst person that ever happened on your radio show.
No, you're not.
But I think this country has too much diversity. You know, we're not a homogenous nation. I've read extensively about the American Revolution and all the way through, so I don't think I'm naive to this fact. But even though we were never purely homogenous as a country, we are not even close to that. We've got people. Well, let's look what's going on in Minnesota with the Somalis. And those people, many of them don't really want to be Americans. They just want to take advantage of opportunity.
But here, let me stop you again. The Somalis would not be there. It's like the salmon following back upstream, like following the money. And when I said this 2 weeks ago, and it really caused a lot of heated email, George Bush and Dick Cheney are the reason that young woman in the National Guard was shot in the back of the head in Washington, D.C. That's the truth. Because that Afghan would have not been in this country. It wasn't for Bush and Cheney telling lies. It took a long time for the lies to happen, but history calls them unintended consequences. And Bush and Cheney told incredible lies. And what did that lead to? It led to the Afghan. What does it lead to that Pashtun? He comes here. He gets radicalized in this country. He's here legitimately. He's a CIA operative, is he not? And he gets here. And now what?
But you're making my point, I think.
No, of course I am.
The fact is we're not a homogenous country. And these people that are coming here, let me give you a couple of examples. You know, years ago, you didn't see a ballot printed in any language but English.
And you only voted on one day.
Now we have to... Pardon?
And you only voted on one day.
But my point is now we have to print them in everybody's language. And what surprises me, I know a little about the citizenship. It requires as one of its items that you learn to show that you can reasonably speak English. Well, if these people can supposedly reasonably speak English, why do they need ballots printed in their language?
Well, but you now, because it started under Hickenlooper, you don't need to be a citizen to have a driver's license.
Well, and that's the next point I was going to make.
All right.
And see, this becomes what I would call the insidious, slow, gradual takeover of this country by people who don't have the same value system that might say I was born with.
Now, if it is with intent, and that's the big question, if it's with intent. And the Frankfurt School, and I would come back to this, when the Frankfurt School, when the Nazis kicked the Frankfurt School out, and if you read the history, where did they go? They went to Columbia. And if you look for things that make a change, then you see some of this now. You ask yourself, is it done with intent? Karl Marx talked about being the old mole, M-O-L-E, that you mold in. That's where we get the name the moles. You get them from Marx. Did you mole in and wait? Did you mole into education? Did you mole into the media? I don't have an answer for it. But when you look at the role that certain things and certain institutions play in our country, what Fred do you come away with?
Well, I look at it this way. You talk about moles. I think there's a certain group of people who have the intent to change this country.
I do too.
And they have convinced a number of other people. I think you always refer to them as the useful idiots.
Yep.
Who follow along thinking, oh, that's the most wonderful way to be. But that's that gradual takeover. And you've talked about this many times before, Peter, about education.
Sure.
What was it in Germany or in Russia? They went after the education.
Well, but it was Lenin's wife. And
yes.
And Lenin's wife, Kapushka, and Goebbels knew it, and the Fuhrer knew it, and Stalin knew it, and it. All of these things have been done before, and I guess that's the lesson as an amateur historian and a reader. This has all happened before. You know it. I know it.
The other thing, too, and I think it's also part of this book, it's the corruption. We look at our political leaders who are supposedly, in theory, supposed to look out for the country and the people. They don't look out for you and me. They look out for themselves.
Sure.
When you look at Rome was originally a republic, run by the Senate, until Julius Caesar came along and tried to become the emperor.
Until he wanted to become God, not an emperor.
Well, he wanted to be the dictator.
But he wanted to be God.
Yes, but my point is they called him dictator at that time.
Same thing. But now even that name Caesar is Kaiser. It's the same word. It's czar. It's you pick your language, but that word reappears. And that's what those words mean. And no, you're a smart man. What do you? Well, I shouldn't say. What do you do for a living without naming a company?
I'm retired.
From
banking.
Good man. Thank you for a great call. We have another hour straight ahead. 710 KNUS.